All right, today we're going to be looking at a ground station setup. It's not necessarily a low budget option, but it's kind of uh, bridging the gap between the hobby grade stuff and what they're using out there in industry. The basis of my ground station is actually going to be a Panasonic Toughpad. It's the older discontinued FZ-G1. Big old beefy tablet. It's got the replaceable batteries here, the USB on the side, and then there's like an HDMI or an HDMI out. Pretty rugged charging port right there. There's an Ethernet port on this one, but I don't really use it. And the reason why I chose the Toughpad is because I've broken laptops before. I think most people that have run around with a laptop in the field have dropped it at least once or twice, and they break really easily. Either the hinge on the screen breaks, or if you have a mechanical hard drive, that can get broken as well. And the Toughpad, I mean, it has decent I/O, whereas something like a Surface or something like that, or an Android tablet, may not have as much I/O. Now, to kind of give more, expand the USB port, there's a single one that they break out. I use a splitter, and this plugs in on the side here, and then so I'm able to connect the what I use is a telemetry module, standard Holybro, and then for long range Wi-Fi I'm using the Alpha Networks. So that plugs into the splitter, and I got telemetry, long range Wi-Fi. With this Toughpad I had to buy a charging brick, so I just got a brand new one. For joystick and RC, so I have a couple different things. I got the Radio Master Pocket for like quadcopter, and then for ROS or even as like a backup controller for over telemetry Mavlink, I got the PS4 DualShock. And so on the Panasonic Toughpad I have DS for Windows, which allows you to connect the PS4 remotes. The other thing, and this is optional, it's just for people who are streaming video and looking for ways to get it over Wi-Fi without investing too much in something proprietary or really expensive hardware. I got this little TP-Link router, and so what I'll do is I'll connect that to an Anchor brick, and this will be like a DHCP server. So I'll have video on the off-board computer on my drone, and then I'll have that streaming H.264 via GStreamer, and then so that'll be streaming over UDP, and so I'll pick it up on the Toughpad through Qgroundcontrol, which has GStreamer receiving on the UDP port, and then so that way I don't have to run DHCP server on the off-board compute. Frees up some resources, and these are really cheap. Other than that, I do have ROS2 on the Toughpad. It's very limited because the package management is done through Chocolatey, and it's not the greatest. Like, I have kind of like the ROS desktop installed, and the only thing I use it for right now is like just ROS, like recording ROS bags. So it's very limited. I can't really install like too much additionally onto ROS2 on Windows, but that might change with the new transition to Conda. So I'll be looking forward to that, so I can update this to the new package management, hopefully pull in some more ROS packages, something like RViz, which on ROS2 on Windows I've never been able to get RViz 2 to work. Other than ROS2 on this tablet, for Windows 10 I have Qgroundcontrol, of course, so I can plan missions, do waypoints, flight mode management, all that good stuff. And then I have my own like maps that I use in Qgroundcontrol that I download the tiles for places where I don't have internet. Some of these Panasonics have cellular, so I don't know how that works with the discontinued Panasonic models, but if you have cellular, maybe you can try and activate it and use that when you're in the field. Some people are rolling the smaller Panasonics, and the only issue I have with that is that you're going you're going to Android, which Qgroundcontrol, you'd have support there, but I'm not sure about ROS 2 on Android right now. So that's, I'm definitely going to stick with Windows 10, but maybe a newer Panasonic model or getting a docking station to break out the I/O on the bottom of this guy, because there's definitely more I/O capabilities of the Panasonic Toughpads. You just have to buy into the ecosystem, which is something that I haven't really bothered to do. I'm still using the same battery that came with the model. I got it used for around 160. That didn't include the charging brick. And then the battery is, it's okay. I mean, it lasts maybe a couple hours if I leave it running, doing something like Qgroundcontrol. But after that, the battery just degrades really quick. It's an older battery. They have like newer batteries, higher capacity batteries. There's a couple sites I can probably link in the description. But there's definitely an ecosystem thing with these Panasonics, and it is really steep. It's a slippery slope too, because the batteries are over 150, so it's like almost the same price I paid for one of the tablets themselves. So you can buy into like a docking station that breaks out this connector, and then so you have more I/O, but those are also very expensive, and some of them are hard to find for the older models. I know the FZ-G1 model has pretty good support out there still on the secondhand market. So they're definitely still selling the accessories for it. There's a couple sites that I've looked at. Again, you kind of, it's a real steep climb to get the ecosystem built out for a good ground station, and I think that's why the industry, they go with the more package deal where you have UAS specific tablets that have joysticks on the side. They have the telemetry modules built in. Some of them they're running better Wi-Fi NICs than the old Panasonics. I use the Alpha Networks dongle just because the internal Wi-Fi device inside the tablet is terrible, gets terrible range. So I moved to a external dongle.